Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the week of October 11th. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Aquarius, I do not do personal readings, so if you get a DM from somebody, that is not me. That is someone impersonating me and they are trying to scam you. They look very convincing, so do keep that in mind. I also do daily content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, if this message resonates, please do consider hitting that like button so other people can see the video. Subscribe for future updates and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Aquarius. All right, definitely like what I see here with some of these things. So let's go ahead and make sure everything is in view, and we'll get right into it. That looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Eight of Swords. So this makes sense. So I see a lot of good things, and I also see some challenges, but nothing you can't handle, as I like to say, and you definitely will get through it, and I'll tell you why. Now, this Eight of Swords here, this is somebody who is in a self-imposed it's self-imposed restriction. They're in a imprisonment of their own doing. Each one of these swords represents a thought, okay? And with that, they're feeling blinded, they're feeling handcuffed, but no one did that to them, okay? This is all about the thoughts in their mind and I think that things that they've done to put themselves in this sort of self-imposed imprisonment. And so what I find very interesting here, and as soon as I pulled it, is not only do you have the 10 and the 5 of Pentacles above and below, which are the opposite energies. They are literally the polar opposites, negative and positive charges here. But you also have the 10 of Cups wedged in between. And of course, we'll get into this row more as we go along, but this is significant, okay? And so right away, in the middle, you have this 5 of Pentacles. This is somebody who is feeling left out in the cold. This is somebody who is potentially engaged in poverty mindset, having some sort of scarcity mindset or thinking in that way. It's feeling like you are not worthy as well with this 5 of Pentacles. However, this can also mean that you've potentially lost a job in the past, or there's been some sort of situation like that happens. I don't see that happening. I feel like this has already happened, even though it's in your current situation. I feel like this is something, if you are in that scenario, I do feel like you've already lost the job. But if you haven't, then that's just not resonating right now for you. Instead, what's going on is perhaps you are feeling like you are not abundant. But wedged in between that, above and below, is abundance, and we'll get into it more as we go along. But perhaps what could be leaving you feeling this way with this 5 of Pentacles is this 2 of Swords in the past diagonal here, which is somebody's emotional poison affecting you, okay? What I feel like happened here was somebody threw daggers at you, and I don't mean literally, I mean metaphorically. Somebody said something to you that is now trapped in your root chakra, maybe one of the lower 3 chakras, root, sacral, or solar, because those 3 chakras are sort of earthly connection here, and also confidence, self-worth, those sorts of things, security in the world. And I feel like what happened was there's an event that you were probably taken advantage of, or there might even have been an injustice here with this 2 of Swords that's now leading you to the feelings of the 5 of Pentacles, and I don't feel like it's actually happening. You have the Nine of Cups, which is like there was also something good that happened here. This is the fulfillment of a wish. This is a dream come true. This is good times, good emotions, cups overflowing. You can see this person holding up their cup. Cups in the tarot are, good things, emotions, good situations happening in your life, and things going well in their small business. And for you, you also have this Three of Cups, which is joy, celebration, happiness with others, group situations. You can see the three people on the card sort of celebrating or partying amongst each other. And so there's been joy, there's been happiness, there's been some wish granted potentially here in the past. And what's strange is on your mind is this Two of Swords. So if anything, you are dealing, what I really feel strongly is, now I know we started off with this Eight of Swords, like you doing this to yourself, but I also feel like part of the reason why you've put yourself in this position is because of a problem that you've had with another person, with this Two of Swords. And I get the sense that that's really like affecting your happiness, because we have a lot more positive cards than negative cards on this reading, and the positive cards in this reading are big ones. They're very positive. So that's what I feel like saying to you. This is also day-to-day stuff. We don't have any major arcana, and so the whole thing with this reading is about the day-to-day situations, whether that's with a family member, a colleague, a friend, a partner. Like day-to-day stuff is what is in view here. So in your current situation, you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. This is the most interesting column to me, because you have this feeling of scarcity in the middle, but you also have the opposite card. So if the Five of Pentacles is scarcity, the Ten of Pentacles is total abundance. It's a total harvest. It's good things happening. It's a literal chest of pentacles. And this is on your mind. And so you have this situation here where maybe you're dealing with a loss. Maybe you're dealing with even thoughts that are not working out or conducive to abundance. But it's like there's also this out for you. It's like there's this outlet, or there's this almost like alternative door available to you with this Ten of Pentacles that has everything you need. This is even money being passed through generations. You know what? Some of you could be dealing with issues around an inheritance here. Like there's an inheritance issue here. You have this Ten of Cups as well. This is all 10 cups overflowing. This is good situations, family situations. You can see the people here on the bench, they own the home behind them. And so I associate that card with real estate. I also just associate it with abundance, because emotional abundance is a form of abundance, okay? Good times happening is a form of abundance. And you have family situations, but you also have potentially money being passed through generations. Both cards can indicate family in some capacity. And so if anything, I feel like there's been a challenge within the family here, Aquarius, is what I feel. Now, in the future, you have the Ace of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. What's interesting is you have these two aces in the corners here in the future. So regardless, this is going to work out. You have this Five of Cups. Once again, I really need to point this out. This rarely happens in readings, but these two fives are in the middle of two massively positive cards, massively successful cards. So you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling left out in the cold, but you have a new beginning here that's going to come in at the same time, where your cup is overflowing, where something comes in and shows you a new way of operating or seeing something. And you also here have mental clarity, a breakthrough, the clouds clearing, something good happening here. This is a major victory and success. This is insight, mental insight, anything like that. It's using your communication skills for good. This is amazing. It's two new beginnings here in the corner, between maybe a disappointing situation that's sort of like weaved in the middle of this. But yeah, so I feel like if anything, you have the key to get yourself out of this imprisonment here, is what I really feel. So let's go ahead and start to clarify. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, drop a comment to let me know what you think, and maybe share this with a friend or two who may be interested. And Aquarius, I do really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope things are going well for you. So let's go ahead and see what cards wanted to come forward here. So you have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice, watch out for an intuition, a message that's coming through here in your internal awareness that may help you see something about this situation, about this disappointment. You have Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. And oh my gosh, I love this card. The Divine Director, intervention in purpose, divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. This has been a very powerful card in my life, the Divine Director. I speak about it all the time when it comes in because I've noticed like schedule changes, people coming into my life that are meant for me, things just randomly being rearranged. And I don't know, I was not expecting that to be the card. And for you, Aquarius, I'm very happy to see that come out. And so just know, Aquarius, that if there has been an injustice, it's going to work out, okay? The universe has your back. The Divine Director is going to come in and change things, and your energy is going to change in some type of way. You have big, happy changes. I mean, love that card. Don't stop. And there's something better. So I very much, and we'll see what comes in the clarifications, but I very much believe that some of you are dealing with a challenging, difficult family member or family situation here. And, it might even be that you have support from a spouse, or you have support from a family or from a friend group, or even just if you're in a relationship with somebody. And, that big happy changes card is really just solidifying this or confirming these double aces in the corners here coming in for you, where it's like this is most certainly going to end up in your favor here with the Divine Director as well. So you have King of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So this is interesting. Potentially some of you meeting somebody within a group situation here. Page of Cups is like a new romantic offer. It's happy news as well arriving. Around groups here with the Three of Cups below. There's also potentially going to be an offer that comes in that just makes you happy, like not normal Page of Cups happiness, but like Three of Cups plus the Page of Cups, which is like total overflow of emotions, especially with the Ten of Cups next to it. So it's like, what I feel like saying here is that if there is an offer coming in, it's like happiness times 10 or times 3 at the very least. And that's what I feel like going on. It might not even be 1 cup. It may be 3 cups or more coming in for you. You have this 10 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is all about dreams and wishes coming true. If with the 10 of Cups there, if it hasn't happened yet, it's like just telling you to not give up. The road may be challenging ahead, but you've learned from experiences, which each one of these wands represents an experience or knowledge gained along the way. You have the King of Wands as well, passionate new beginnings here. It could also mean that somebody was harsh to you, because the Two of Swords under it, King of Wands in reverse is like somebody who can like sort of be very challenging because they're so passionate, but the other side of that is challenging. And I do feel like you have just dealt with maybe somebody who was not very sensitive to what you were going through with that Two of Swords. That's what I felt right away when I pulled that. So you have that Three of Wands, even though King of Wands is one of my favorite cards. We have the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, look, you're holding on, okay? You're holding on way too tightly here. And you can see how this person's sort of clutching the pentacle. And the thing is, the Five of Pentacles comes after the Four of Pentacles because it's this person's fear about losing that pentacle that they're holding on to too tightly coming to pass, coming through. And so for you, it's like, be careful that you're not spinning yourself out here when it comes to money, okay? Be very careful of that at this time. 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands, stand your ground on happiness. Maybe somebody doesn't approve of a relationship that you've started. Maybe somebody doesn't approve of something that makes you happy, but they can't necessarily see. And I would just stand your ground there, because you also have you know, you have this Three of Wands as well with the Ten of Pentacles. You're strategizing something. You might even be looking to move or travel somewhere. Okay, you have this Five of Pentacles coming in once again. You have the Two of Swords coming in once again, which we had up here, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. Look, the arrival of a positive financial situation is coming. The Two of Pentacles is it's like weighing options, which could also be seen here. You can see this person sort of looking out to the horizon, strategizing. But the Two of Pentacles, more importantly, is about juggling or fluctuating wealth, changes in money, and you have it with the Ace of Cups, okay? And you have it with the Ten of Cups next to it. So it's like there's happy situations coming in around a change in finances with this page as well. So, you know, for you, just realize that this change is coming. It's going to be for the better. You have a bunch of twos here, 222 energy. And you know, you also have this Five of Pentacles once again with this Two of Swords. Two of Swords being repeated, which was here with this King of Wands. It's like one person is the source of this feeling for you, and it's either you. Oh my gosh, I also need to point out, look at this. We have this Eight of Swords twice on the bottom of both decks, which is very interesting. It does not happen very often. It does happen, but very, very rarely does that happen. I use multiple decks. So look, at a certain point, there's going to be a situation where you're going to be removing the blindfold, because we have the blindfold symbolism being repeated here. And I do feel like, yeah, that's what's happening. So you have high honor, you have family room, bad health, courtship, courthouse, distant horizons. Yeah, look, distant horizons is good times ahead. It's, you can kind of tell on the image, but it's like a futuristic machine, meaning the future is bright for you. It's like the future is going to be full of new things and new experiences and new people, and ultimately there are good times ahead. It may take a little bit. The distant horizon says it's not here yet. It's in the distant horizon, and this is in the future position. These changes are coming. You may be dealing with challenging health within the family or something like that. You know, there could be an inheritance here, for sure, that some of you are just fighting over or dealing with here with another. I get the sense that there's just a challenging person probably in your family circle. And the thing is, with high honor coming in, more people look up to you than the other person. I feel like more people respect you. And you know, again, this divine director, I don't know why it's just so prominently in this reading, sticking out to me. You're guided here, okay? You are guided and protected for. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, zaneintuitive.com. I also want to say I'm very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next one.